First up, you can see they have the same side brush, just a different color, charging contact placement, omnidirectional wheel placement, cliff sensor placement as well. Hey everyone, Digital David here. Today in this video, I'm going to be comparing the iRobot Roomba 692 RoboVac with the iRobot Roomba i4 Plus RoboVac. I did purchase both of these products myself, and any opinion expressed in this video is strictly my own. You can see the retail box and packaging for both items. With the 692, you may have noticed we just have the Wi-Fi RoboVac, but with the i4 Plus, that plus is indicating we also pick up the self-emptying base for this unit. Now let's go ahead, let's look at the package contents for both items. So here are all the package contents. On my left, you can see we have the i4 Plus contents. On my right, we have the 692 contents. First up with the i4 Plus, you can see we have a warranty card, we have an owner's guide for the self-emptying base, and we have an owner's guide for the i3 and i4 models. We have our power cord for our self-emptying base, and you can see the base right here. This charges and empties the RoboVac for us automatically. On my right, you can see for the 692, we have our warranty information, we have a quick start guide, and we have our owner's manual. Next, you can see we have our power cord as well as our charging base right here, but it is not self-emptying, so you can see that base in more detail. Now let's go ahead, let's look at the vacuum cleaners and compare them to each other. So you can see both vacuum cleaners from the top right here. They follow a general design aesthetic that's very similar. Our front bumpers, our sensors, that sort of thing. But as you can tell with the i4, we have 3 dedicated buttons all spaced out from each other towards the top half of the unit. Then you can see we got the iRobot logo and branding front and center. And then you can see we have a very unique design that's got a fabric-y texture and feel to it. In regards to the 692, you can see we have the iRobot logo and branding towards the top half of the unit. And then you can see we still have 3 physical buttons, but they're different from our i4. So basically, we have the same functionality. So we both have a home button, we both have the power and the clean button, and we both have a spot cleaning option, but the position within the vacuum cleaner's top is different. Also, pay attention to the 692. You can see at the top, we can easily press this button to remove the dustbin, where when we're using the i4, it's on the side, it's on the back side, we can press a button to pop it out, and then you can see the dustbins themselves are different. Some of that is due to the design where the i4 has the self-emptying base, where we don't have that functionality with the 692. So you can see a couple of differences there and how they go back on the units. So one kind of hinges in and then you close it. This one just snaps in place. Now let's flip them over. So you can see both of the vacuums from the bottom. On my left, we have the i4. So a lot of similarities, yet a lot of differences. First up, you can see they have the same side brush, just a different color, charging contact placement, omnidirectional wheel placement, cliff sensor placement as well. All of that appears to be the same. You can see our 692 has a label right here. We do not have that for the i4. And the i4 features the AeroForce cleaning system. We also don't have that with the 692, so you can see the different cleaning system options that we have right here. And then obviously at the back side too with the dustbin, that's completely different as well. Now we can look at them from the sides. Keep in mind they do have different body styles, so that's why we're going to see a lot of similarities like, you know, bumper, sensor, that sort of thing. But in regards to how they actually look, they're going to be different due to the differing body styles and design aesthetics. I'm just going to gently rotate them around very slowly so you guys can see how they look from all different sides and angles. Here just from the back side, again, we have the different dustbins. So you see we have a different aesthetic to both of the design elements due to the differences with the dustbins. And then we can put them back to the front so you can see, again, front bumpers, very similar. But again, the 692's more rounded, a little bit thicker, it feels like, where we kind of have sharper, more streamlined corners and edges for the i4. So both vacuums use the same iRobot mobile app, but they do have a couple of differences within the mobile app in regards to the settings. So first up, you can see we got the Roomba 692 right here, ready to vacuum. We have our favorites, our schedule, our history, messages, and then our robot settings. So you can see basically we can access all of our system settings as well as locate the Roomba. But now let's go over to the i4 And you can see, same thing, right? We have an image of it. It's charging. It's ready to vacuum. Favorites, schedule, history, messages. But then we can select robot settings. And within the settings here, you can see we have our clean base about section. We also have our cleaning preferences. So now we can choose our pass options if we want room size, daily, or extra clean. And then we have our bin full behavior. So we don't have these controls within the 692. And then we can go back out and you can see right here within the schedule, we have a couple different options. We can choose time or automation. So it's smart enough to know that when we leave the house, it'll start cleaning for us. And then we can go to the 692 and you'll see with schedule, we can add a new one, and guess what? We have the same thing. So it's a little bit different how it's laid out, but we can enable that right here too. So they both have similar scheduling, even though it looks a smidge different. It's going to be the same feature that we can enable location services, and it's going to be able to track and clean for us if we leave the house. So similar, same layout, easy to navigate and find everything. But one of the key differences within the mobile app is one, we have the self-emptying base settings as well as some additional cleaning preferences. Also with this vacuum, the i4, we can actually empty it from the mobile app too when it's in the base and needs to be emptied. We can do that right here within the mobile app where it says ready to vacuum. So the i4 will give us the option to actually empty the base remotely and activate this to pull all the contents out. So far in this video, we've taken a look at the 692 and the i4 and compared them physically and how they look similar and different, as well as digitally, how within the mobile app, they're similar and different. Now, lastly, let's take a look at the features and internally how they're similar and different. So with the 692, we have a 3-stage cleaning system, which is the same as the i4, but the i4 is advertised as a premium 3-stage cleaning system. We'll get back to that in a minute. Next, in regards to suction power, we have standard suction power with the 692. The i4 is 10 times as powerful than the standard suction power, so keep that in mind there. You are going to get a boost in regards to suction power capabilities with the i4 that isn't present with the 692. Next, we have our cleaning pattern design. So we have an adaptive clean for the 692. That's just a sporadic, run everywhere, doesn't really know what it's doing cleaning pattern, where the i4 is going to have the neat row navigation that's methodical and it actually makes sense. So that's the differences between those two. In regards to runtime, we have 90-minute runtime with the 692. And then for the i4, we have basically unlimited runtime because the battery will be very similar, but then it can go home, recharge, and resume with the clean. So another nice feature and convenience there. Next, they both have navigation for obstacles and stairs. They both offer you personalized cleaning recommendations. They both have smart home connectivity, but that is it for the 692. It drops off right there. Then the i4 continues on with more features like tangle resistant brushes, which can lead to the premium 3-stage cleaning system. This also features a high efficiency filter. It can team up with the BravaJet M6 RoboMop if you want. And if you get the Plus version, you can get the self-emptying base. So that's the key differences overall between both vacuums.